Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Tonight we're going to play another game from the Bobby Orr career replay, 1967 rookie season. This is game number 25 of the season. The Bruins come in 5-17-2. They are one win behind their pace so far. Detroit comes in actually faring better. They had 7 wins at this point. The Bruins were ahead in the standing by 1 point due to more ties than Detroit did. And as Detroit was in the cellar, the Bruins just slightly above them. So Detroit comes in with 3 more wins on the season, so they're slightly overperforming. So we'll see if the Bruins can get a win today. They would actually lose this game by a score of 4-0. They would get shut out. So we'll see if we can fare a little bit better than that and maybe at least get ourselves a tie, if not a victory. So, all right, so for the Boston Bruins, at left wing, it's going to be Mr. Johnny Busick. You can't see all of it here, but he's played 24 games, has 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points, 2 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of 0. Mr. Bobby Orr, who we're doing the replay of, is also played in 24 games, has 6 goals, 6 assists for a total of 12 points to lead the Bruins. 24 penalty minutes is a little surprising, and a plus-minus of -9. He's played a lot on a couple different lines, so that's why he has the plus-minus. It's so great. For the center is Pitt Martin. He's got 24 games also, 6 goals and 5 assists for 11 points, 27 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of -2. The other defenseman is Ted Green, who's missed a few games. He's played 19 games, does not have a goal yet, 4 assists for 4 points, 26 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of -6. And finally, at right wing, Mr. Ed Westfall has a total of 10 points, 5 goals, and 5 assists, 14 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of, actually looks like a +1. The only Bruin with the plus-minus above 0 on the starting line anyway. For the hometown Detroit Red Wings, Dean Prentice is your left wing. He's played in 24 games, has 3 goals, 3 assists for a total of 6 points, 6 penalty minutes, plus-minus of -7. Leo Boivin is the left defenseman. He's played in 24 games, just 1 goal, 5 assists for a total of 6 points. 20 penalty minutes, plus-minus of -3. The center is Alex Delvecchio, 24 games played, 2 goals and 6 assists for a total of 8 points, plus 2 penalty minutes and a plus-minus of -6. The other defenseman is Gary Bergman, who has 3 goals and 8 assists for 11 points. Whopping 66 penalties. That's unbelievable there. And a plus-minus +1. And finally, the Hall of Famer, Mr. Gordy Howe, 24 games. He's got 6 goals and 2 assists for a total of 8 points. 12 penalty minutes, plus-minus of -6. So Detroit's starting line is probably the only line that's got less total points than the Bruins do. In goal for the Boston Bruins is my favorite Bruins goalie, Jerry Cheevers. He's played in 9 games. The goalie records in this aren't really totally they aren't totally representative of what they do. I find that the wins and losses don't always equate to the games played and everything. So, but according to this, he's 1-4-1, 3.54 goals against average. That is accurate, and the saves 89%. For the Detroit Red Wings, Crozier is in goal. Roger Crozier. He's played in 17 games, has a record of 4-6-1, 2.96 goals against average, and a save percentage of 90%. So, all right. So, Martin and Delvecchio are in the face-off circle. Referees at center ice, getting ready to drop the puck, and here we go. Give us a second here. We got a little delay here to start the game for some reason. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Looks like we lost our screen there. Give us a second here. I don't know what happened there. Come on, game, come back. Okay, there it is. Alrighty, so let's see. So we have looks like the faceoff is going to be won by Detroit, and it's going to be kicked out to Gary Bergman. And Bergman will pass to Mr. Gordy Howe. And he will wind up and take a fairly weak shot. Cheevers with the save, and he'll hold on to it. So face off in the Bruins zone. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle to the left of Cheevers. And this one's gonna be won by the Detroit again. And it'll go out to Prentice. Prentice with the pass. Over to Boyven. And Boyven will pass it around. It'll come back to him. Oh, looks like we have a delayed penalty on Green. Ted Green for the Bruins. And that's going to be passed, so no delayed penalty. Actually, yeah, it will be. No, actually, it won't be because it's a pass, and that when you hit the pass there, that means you go right to the penalty thing. So let's see what penalty, if any, is on Green. And that is going to be a minor penalty for I don't know, as it disappears on us. Let's check and see what the penalty is. A little lag going on today for some reason. Come on. Hold on here. Alright, and we're back, and there's a possible injury. So let's see, and it looks like it's going to be roughing. So let's check and see here. So let's see, the last person to handle the puck was going to be, for the Bruins, was Ted Green. Well, that last person to be involved for the Bruins was Ted Green, and it's a 13, so he has a chance of being injured once again. So let's check out that. So it's going to be a 29, so it's going to be no injury as Green's number is below the penalty number, so no injury, thankfully. So he'll go to the penalty box, and the Detroit Red Wings will be on a power play. Okay. So, alright, so let's see here. Alright, so it looks like you're going to have, I'm trying to think who we're going to have in the face-off circle. It's going to be Delvecchio in the face-off circle. Usually it's Pitt Martin, but for some reason Pitt Martin is not there this time. Oh, because we have penalty kill too. Let's do that. There we go. Let's try that again. So it's going to be, he would be the one in the face-off here. So it's still going to be won by Detroit. And that is going to go out to Bergman. And Bergman's going to have an excellent opportunity. He has a shot on goal. And that's going to be a save by Cheevers. Rebound out to Delvecchio. And he will have a shot. And it'll be a save by Cheevers, and he will cover it up. Alright, so face off in the Bruins zone. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. And it is going to be won by Detroit once again. It's going to go over to Mr. Gordy Howe. Mr. Gordy Howe will pass it over to Prentice. Prentice with an excellent opportunity here. Takes the shot. And it's going to be saved by Cheevers. And he will leave it for Mr. Bobby Orr. Mr. Bobby Orr with the pass, and both teams will change lines. And it's going to be a pass to the center, which the Bruins do not have a center. And that will go over to Ullman, who's now in at center after the line change. So it's not a force out, but because there's no center here, he does get that. Forces the dump in. Actually, it could have been an icing there. My bad on that one. Not a big deal, though. Let's see. So it's going to be, whose puck is going to be tracked down by Bergman. Bergman over to Ullman, and that is going to be a shot on goal. Nice opportunity here, and that will be blocked by Joe Watson. Now in at left defense for the Bruins. Ed Westfall will end up with the loose puck. And that is going to go to... Oh, looks like we still got a little delay here. And that's going to go over to Joe Watson. And we have a delayed penalty. Oh, that was from last time. Let's see here. Delayed penalty. Is it delayed? No, it's going to be an icing. So they will get control of the puck. So we'll see what the penalty is on Bergman. And that is going to be a minor. And a possible it'll be a misconduct too. So Bergman with a minor and a misconduct for hooking. Alright, so the Bruins will shortly be on a power play, it looks like right now, as Ted Green's penalty has ended there. All right. All right, so face off at center. Bruins on the power play now. And that is going to be won by Detroit once again. And that is going to be won by Watson. Over to Mr. Bobby Orr, and Mr. Bobby Orr will pass it over to Pip Martin. Martin with the pass. Back to Orr. And Mr. Bobby Orr will give it away. Wow, the 13 there. He gives it away. Short-handed opportunity. Nope, the Bruins do get back. And that is going to be hit off the puck by Pip Martin. Loose puck battle between Joe Watson and Norm Ullman. And that is going to be won by Ullman. Gets it over to Mr. Gordy Howe, short-handed. Short-handed opportunity here. And he will pass it back to Marshall. Marshall will ice it. And go to Mr. Ed Westfall and be taken away by Ullman. Gets it over to Howe. And that's going to be Mr. Bobby Orr will force a dump in. Ooh, actually, no, that would be pass. Hold on, we're going to give it back to these guys. The pass. Been a little while since we played a hockey game, and it's going to be over to, yeah, so now it's going to be, instead of a dump in right here, dump in forced ice by the power play team. If dump in forced ice, so it's a dump in, it's going to be a forced ice by the power play team. Click ice. So click an ice on this one. Actually, we cannot click ice. Alright, and it's going to go over to Ullman. Actually, loose puck battle between Ullman and Watson. And that's going to be won by Watson. Watson over to Martin. And Martin's going to have an excellent opportunity here. Winds up, takes the shot, and that's a goal. So Pip Martin puts the Bruins on top with a power play goal. Alrighty, so the Bruins take a 1-0 lead on the goal by Pip Martin, and the assist is going to go to Joe Watson, who controlled the loose puck. He'll get the assist. All right, so the Bruins are off to an early 1-0 lead here. And that is going to be it on the penalty there. Okay. All right, so let's see here. So here's the faceoff. Dillabau and Delvecchio in the faceoff circle. And that is going to be won by... Ooh, Dillabau is going to be kicked out. And Wayne Connolly will come in. And now Delvecchio will be kicked out. So both centers will be back in there. And now Dillabau will be kicked out. My goodness. And that is going to be... Falkenberg will come out with it for Detroit. Down by a goal. And that is going to pass is going to go out to... come around and go back to Falkenberg. Falkenberg will pass it over to Prentice. And that's going to be no interception there. And that's going to be a pass over to Mr. Gordy Howe. The hit by Dallas Smith. And that's going to go out to Ron Murphy for the Bruins. He'll control the loose puck. Get it over to Dallas Smith. And that will be intercepted by Howe. Bruins on the line change. And that will go, let's see here, and it's going to be Gordy Howe with a great pass. Over to Delvecchio. Delvecchio will wind up and take a shot. Not much on that. And that will go wide, forced wide by ORR. So Detroit will change it up now. Bergman's still out on the misconduct penalty. So let's see. Oop, I lost track of who had the ball. Who had the puck? Force wide shot. Okay, so Bobby Orr's on defense. So it's going to be Martin will win the loose puck battle between him and Cullen. And that's going to be taken away by Boyven for Detroit. And that is going to go to Boyven. And oh, we get two Boyvens here, so we can't have both Boyvens here. So we got to switch this guy. We can't beat Bergman either. Marshall, okay. So that will be a giveaway by Marshall. And oh, almost a breakaway by Martin again. Almost had a chance at his second goal. Instead, he'll pass it over to ORR. ORR with the pass. Back to Westfall. And it looks like no penalty on Fontenay. And that is going to be a pass over to Busick. Busick will take a shot. Have a good shot on net here. And that's going to be held onto by Crozier. So face off in the Detroit zone. To the right of Crozier. Martin and Cullen in the face-off circle, and that'll be won by the Bruins. Mr. Bobby Orr with the pass. And no interceptions, so they will change. Detroit will change it up. Over to Mr. Johnny Busick. And Busick with the pass. Over to Green. Green with the pass. To Westfall. And Westfall will give it away. So the Bruins will change it up. Prentice with it. And, ooh, and we had a delayed penalty on Oliver. Actually, be a penalty on Oliver. No delayed penalty there. As it is a pass. And, no, 33. That's beyond his range. So it's just going to be a pass. I think it was by Delvecchio. And that's going to go over to McCord. McCord will give a weak shot on that. Easy save for Cheevers. Rebound, though. We'll go out to Dallas Smith for the Bruins. He'll give it to Oliver. Oliver, taken away by Delvecchio. no forced dumping, so the Bruins will change it up. Instead, it will be Gordy Howe with the shot. And Gordy Howe, whoa. No, it's going to be blocked by Ted Green. That was right on net. And Ted Green with a big block there. Saves a goal there. And that is going to be loose puck battle between Howe and Green. And that is going to be won by Green. Green with it. He'll pass it. And that would be forced dump in by Howe. Loose puck battle between Connolly and Falkenberg, and won by Connolly for the Bruins. Over to Green, and we have a possible penalty here on McCord. And it'll be a great pass by Green over to Ron Murphy, and Ron Murphy will wind up and take a shot. Excellent opportunity for the Bruins here to go up by 2, and it is a goal. So on a delayed penalty, Ron Murphy puts it by Crozier to give Bruins a 2-0 lead. Alright, so the Bruins take a 2-0 lead on the goal by Ron Murphy. And that is going to be, again, Wayne Connolly is able to control the loose puck now after the forced dump in by Howe. And so he'll get the assist. The Bruins take a 2-0 lead, 7 minutes to go in the first period. Alright, so Martin and Cullen in the face-off circle at center ice. And no penalty here. Okay. And that will be won by the Bruins. It's going to be kicked out to Wadowich. Wadowich over to Busick. And it's going to be hit off by Watson. This puck chased down by Watson. Gets it over to... Actually, Watson has it, and he'll give it away. And Detroit will get back. Westfall will get it. Oh, it's going to be taken away by Cullen. Bruins will change it up. Pass it. Cullen has it. Cullen will take a shot. Excellent opportunity here for Detroit to get on the board. No, and it's going to be a save by Cheevers. And he will cover it up. So face off in the Bruins zone to the right of Cheevers. Bruins up 2-0. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the first period. Bruins up 2-0. A rare 2-0 two-goal lead for the Bruins. Face off between Dillabow and Cullen. That's going to be won by the Bruins. Dillabow with it over to Watson. Watson with the pass over to Conley. Oh, and we're going to have a delayed penalty on Watson here. So the Bruins with a chance to go on the power play again, already up by 2 goals. And it's going to be a weak shot by Conley. See if they can get the rebound here. And that is going to be, oh, that was a 2, so that... But it is a weak shot. If anything other than that, it would have been a goal, most likely. And loose puck battle between Watson and Fontenay. And that will be won by Watson. Watson, and he'll wind up. He'll have an excellent opportunity here. A good shot on goal here. Can he put the Bruins on top 3-0? And no. Nice save by Crozier. And it's going to be out to Cullen, so that will be a stoppage of play with a change of possession. So we'll see what the penalty is here on Watson, if any. If not, I mean, it'll be a pass by Marshall. And that is going to be a minor penalty for hooking. No misconduct. So Watson will go to the penalty box, and the Bruins will be on a power play again, trying to go up by 3 goals here. So Martin and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Ullman for Detroit. Over to Mr. Gordy Howe. Gordy Howe gives it back to Ullman. Oh, no, actually it's going to be 3-7. That is going to be a interception by Westfall. And that's going to go over to Ted Green. Green with the pass. Over to Stewart. And Stewart with the pass. He'll get it over to Oliver. Oliver will take a weak shot. And Crozier will hold on to it after the save. So 40 seconds left on the penalty to Watson. Oliver and Del Vecchio in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Detroit. Boyven with it. He'll pass it over to... Actually, he'll ice it. Ooh, Boyven and Boyven. Why does that happen there? They should not allow that. They should come up with an error there and make me change it, but they do not. And that is going to be a Marat with the shot. And that's going to be held on to by Crozier. So face off in the Detroit zone. Almost the end of the penalty to power play penalty to Watson. And that is going to be won by the Bruins. Stewart with it, and that will end the penalty. So Detroit successfully fends off the Bruins power play, and they'll be taken over by Bergman. And it's going to get it over to Prentice. And Prentice with an excellent opportunity here. Shoots it. And no. Nice save by Cheevers. Rebound. Back out. Battle between Prentice and Green. Green will win that battle. And it's going to go over to Mr. Bobby Orr. And Mr. Bobby Orr will take a shot on net. And that's going to be a save. And that will held on to by Crozier. So inside of 2 minutes in the first period, left in the first period, Bruins up 2-0. Bruins with 8 shots on goal, Detroit with 7. Oliver and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Red Wings. Out to Prentice. Prentice over to Mr. Gordy Howe. And he's going to give a great pass over to Bergman. Bergman with the shot. And that is going to be a save by Cheevers. Rebound battle between McKenzie and Bergman. And that is going to be won by Bergman. And he will take a weak shot on the rebound shot, which will be easily covered up by Cheevers. So face off in the Bruins zone, approaching the 1 minute mark of the first period. Oliver and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Bruins. Over to McKenzie. McKenzie over to Stewart. Stewart with the pass. Back to McKenzie. Ooh, it's going to be taken away, though, by Mr. Gordy Howe. And he's going to give a great feed into Delvecchio. Oh, no, it's going to be intercepted by Bobby Orr on the pass. And Orr will almost give a great pass, but instead he'll just give a regular pass, and that will be the end of the period. So a good first period for the Bruins as they go up by a score of 2-0. So let's take a look at the stats after the first period. Give it a second here for it to load. Where is our load here? Alrighty, so after the first period, Let's see, 2-0 Bruins on the goals by Pitt Martin and Ron Murphy. An assist by Joe Watson and Wayne Connolly. Pretty well, every Bruin, well, no Bruin with more than one shot on goal, as they spread it out pretty evenly. 2 shots on goal by Dean Prentice for the Red Wings. Red Wings with 9 shots on goal, Bruins with 8, but 2 of them went in. So Jerry Cheevers with a very good first period. And we will be back with the start of the second period. The Bruins with a 2-0 lead. Alright, and we're back with the start of the second period. The Bruins up 2-0. Unfortunately, the Boston Red Sox, in Game 2 of the Division Series, are not faring as well. Are down 3-0 to the Yankees, and David Price is once again driven from the game as he continues to struggle in the postseason. Anyway, this game going much better. Hopefully the Red Sox can turn it around. Anyway, so start of the second period, Martin, who has a goal already, and Hampson in the face-off circle for Detroit. Center ice, referee drops the puck to start the second period. And face-off's going to be won by the Bruins. Mr. Johnny Busick with the pass over to Wadowich. And Wadowich will give a great feed over to Westfall. Westfall winds up and takes a shot. And that'll be a save by Crozier. Nice shot by Westfall there. Rebound opportunity, and Floyd Smith comes up with the loose puck for Detroit. Gets it over to Watson. And Watson with the pass. Back to Smith. Johnny Busick will force the dump in. Loose puck chased down by Busick and Watson battling for it. And that'll be won by Mr. Johnny Busick with the loose puck. He'll give it over to Martin. And that'll be a forced dump in by Martin. Marshall forces the dump in. Westfall and Martin battling for the loose puck. And that will be won by Marshall for Detroit. Gets it over to Hampson. Hampson with a great opportunity here. And saved by Cheevers. Cheevers playing a great game so far. He'll leave it for Martin. And let's see, Martin with the pass, and Detroit will change it up. Bruins, Dallas Smith with it, passes it over to Busick. Busick with the shot. And that's going to be forced wide by Bathgate. Bruins will change it up. And Bergman will come down with a loose puck for Detroit. Gets it over to Boyven. And Green will force the dump in. Loose puck battle between Boyven and Stewart. And that is going to be won by Stewart for the Bruins. Stewart over to Green. Green will pass it back to Stewart. Stewart will pass it over to Oliver, and he'll be hit off the puck by Ullman. And loose puck battle between Bergman and McKenzie. And that will be won by easily by Bergman. Hit off the puck by Ted Green. Detroit changes it up. Prentice with the loose puck now, just on the ice. Gets it over to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio with the shot. Good shot opportunity here, and nice save by Cheevers. Rebound recovered by Oliver for the Bruins. Over to Mr. Bobby Orr. Mr. Bobby Orr will just miss the great pass once again. Does get it over to Stewart, though. Stewart winds up and takes the shot. And saved by Crozier. Rebound out to McKenzie. Well, battle between McKenzie and Watson. And that is going to be won by McKenzie. McKenzie will take the shot. Another save by Crozier. Bruins getting some pressure on here. Loose puck battle between Green and Watson. And that's going to be won by Watson for Detroit. Gets it, Watson with it. And he will pass it over to Mr. Gordy Howe. Intercepted by Mr. Bobby Orr. And Detroit will change up. Oliver with it for the Bruins. Oliver with a great feed over to Orr. Orr will take a shot here. Good opportunity for Mr. Bobby Orr to make it a 3-0 lead. Can he do it? No, it's going to be saved by Crozier. The rebound. Back to Orr. Orr and Bathgate battling for it, and Bathgate will win the loose puck there. No penalty there. McGregor with it for Detroit. With great opportunity here. Takes the shot. Saved by Cheevers. And that will be covered up for a face-off in the Bruins zone. So Bruins with a 2-0 lead as we approach the close to the halfway mark of the second period. 13 minutes left in the period. Oliver and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by, it'll be a tie. That'll be by the Bruins. With John McKenzie with it. He'll pass it over to Oliver. Hit off the puck by Falkenberg for Detroit. Falkenberg will chase down the loose puck. And he will get it and bring it down and take a shot. And Cheevers will cover it up after the save. So face off in the Bruins zone to the left of Cheevers. Oliver and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Detroit. Out to McCord. McCord to Ullman. And he'll be hit off the puck by Orr. Loose puck battle between Orr and Bathgate, won by Orr. Gets it over to Green, and it'll be taken away, though, by McCord. And nice hit by McKenzie as Detroit changes it up. McKenzie ends up with the loose puck. McKenzie with it. He'll be hit off the puck, though, by Howe. Bruins will change it up. And Howe and will win the loose puck battle between him and Smith. And he'll get it over to Bergman. Bergman will be hit off the forced dump in by Smith. Loose puck battle between Wadowich and Prentice. That'll be won by Wadowich for the Bruins. He'll control the loose puck. And he will take a weak shot on that, and that'll be saved and held onto by Crozier. So face off in the Detroit zone to the right of Crozier. 11 minutes left in the period. Bruins up 2-0. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Delvecchio. Out to Prentice. Prentice over to Boyven. Boyven with the pass over to Howe, and no penalty. Weak shot by Howe on net. Easy save for Cheevers, and he'll cover it up. So now we're about the halfway mark of the second period. The Bruins up still 2-0. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Delvecchio. Kicked out to Howe. And forced up in by Westfall as Detroit changes it up. Ullman and Martin battling for it. Ullman will win that battle. And hit off the puck by Smith. Loose puck battle between Westfall and Marshall. That'll be easily won by the Bruins. And now Smith with it. He will pass it over to Martin. Martin will wind up and take a shot. And that will be covered up by Crozier. So the Bruins will change it up now. So Oliver and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Detroit. Out to McGregor. McGregor over to Ullman. And Ullman will have a very good shot on net here. And the Detroit will finally get on the board here. And so 2-1 now as that gets through the wickets. So let's see. The assist will go to McGregor. So McGregor with the assist. And Detroit has the lead 2-1 now. 8 minutes 40 seconds left in the second period. And Dillabow and Hampson in the face-off circle. Face-off will be won by the Bruins. Over to Conley. That'll be taken away by Smith. Bruins will change it up. Boyven with it will take a shot. And that will be saved and held onto by Cheevers. So Detroit will face it off. I mean, we'll change it up here. Face off in the Bruin zone. And Red Wings win the face-off. Over to McCord. McCord with it. And McCord will take the shot. Very good shot here. And Cheevers with the rebound. Loose puck tracked down by Mr. Johnny Busick for the Bruins. Gets it over to Westphal. Westphal with the pass back to Busick. And going to have a delayed penalty here on Bathgate. As Busick gives a weak shot on that. And it'll be covered up by Crozier. So let's see what the penalty is, if any, to Detroit. To Bathgate. And that will be a minor penalty. No misconducts for roughing. So the Bruins will go on the power play. See if they can get that goal back here. Martin and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Detroit. Marshall with it. And that is going to be a, let's see here. Force ice by the power play team. That'll be an icing. So Mr. Bobby Orr with it. And Mr. Bobby Orr with a great opportunity here. He'll take the shot. Point blank on. Oh, and another great save by Crozier. He's kept them in it. Let's see what the rebound goes out to. Rebound comes out to Martin. Martin will wind up and take a shot here. Great opportunity here. And that's going to be forced wide by Marshall. Kicked out. Loose puck controlled by Ullman for Detroit. And Vecchio with it, and that's going to be a forced dump in by Stewart. Oliver will track down the loose puck for the Bruins. He'll control it. And he will give a great feed over to Green. Green winds up and takes a shot, trying to get his first goal of the year. And saved by Crozier. Rebound back out to, battle between Green and Watson, won by Green. Green will have another shot here, a weaker shot here. And that will be a save by Crozier. Loose puck battle between Marat and Del Vecchio. Easily won by Del Vecchio for Detroit. Gets it over to Watson. And he will ice it. Over to Marat. Marat will pass it. And that Detroit will successfully kill off the power play. So it's still a 2-1 Bruins lead as we approach the 4-minute mark of the second period. And Connolly, let's see here. Connolly will give a great assist pass here for the Bruins. Over to Ron Murphy, who I believe, already has a goal in this game. Murphy with another good shot on net here. Fairly good, and that will be held on to by Crozier. So Crozier makes the save. Face off in Detroit zone to the right of Crozier. Bruins up by a goal. Dillabau and Hampson in the face-off circle. And let's see here. That will be won by the Bruins. Over to Conley. Conley will give it away, though. So Hampson ends up with it. Mr. Brody is having a dream here. He's dreaming right at my feet here. Hopefully dreaming of Red Sox victory, come behind victory. Mr. Brody there. Alrighty, so let's see here. So it's Ted Hampson with it for Detroit. And Bruins will change it up. Boyven with it. Boyven with the pass. Over to Hampson. No penalty there. And Hampson will take a weak shot on that. And that will be held on to by Cheevers. So Bruins 2, Detroit 1. 3 minutes 40 seconds left in the second period. Martin and Hampson in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Detroit. Boyven with it. And the Bruins will come out with the interception there. Westphal with it. Westphal will get it over to Busick. Busick with the pass. Almost a great pass, but not quite. Over to Wadowicz. And it will be intercepted by Henderson for Detroit. Gets it over to Boyven. Boyven with the pass. And nope. So Bruins will change it up. And it's Floyd Smith with it. Floyd Smith will take the shot on that. And that's going to be saved by Cheevers, and he will hold on to it. So face off in the Bruins zone to the left of Cheevers. Bruins 2 minutes left in the second period. 2-1. Oliver and Hampson in the face-off circle, and Oliver will get kicked out for the Bruins. Detroit will win the face-off. It's going to go out to Bergman. Bergman over to Smith. Smith with a great feed. Over to Hampson. Hampson will wind up and take a weak shot. And that will be blocked by Marat for the Bruins. Loose puck tracked down by Watson for Boston. Gets it over to Oliver. Oliver, though, will give it away. Hampson has it.
Last minute of play in this period.
So 1 minute left in the period. Gets it over to Henderson. Henderson will take the shot. And that will be a goal. So Detroit ties it up on the goal by Henderson. And it's 2-2. So let's see if there's an assist on the play here. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be an assist by Ted Hampson as Oliver gives it away. Hampson's able to control it and gets it over to Henderson, who scores the game-tying goal. So 2-2. As we approach the final minute of the first period. So Dillabau and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. So Detroit fans very excited about that. Dillabau, Bruins will control it. Over to Green. Green back to Dillabau. And Dillabau will give it away. And it's going to be a breakaway shot by Prentice. Detroit with a chance to take the lead. And no, nice save by Cheevers. And he'll hold on to it. Oops. I guess we'll change it for both of them, make it fair. So face off. Oliver and Ullman. And that will be Ullman controlling it for Detroit. And he'll be headed off the puck by Dallas Smith. Ooh, possible injury. And possible injury on Boyven. Oh, too close to that, though. He's a 1. So he'll be okay. No injury on the play. He'll control the loose puck. So Ullman with it. Ullman with the shot. Saved by Cheevers. Oliver and Ullman in the face-off circle, won by the Bruins. And that will end the second period, but Detroit gets 2 goals in the period, one at the final 2 minutes of the period, to tie the game at 2. So Boston scores 2 in the first. Detroit answers with 2 of their own in the second. It's 2-2. Shots on goal. Detroit leads 22-19. 13-11 in the second period there. So Detroit goals by Ullman and Henderson in that order. Assists by McGregor and Hampson. So we will be back with the start of the third period with the score tied at 2. Alrighty, and we're back with the start of the third period with the score tied at 2. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. And Martin gets kicked out. And Detroit will win the face-off. Gets over to McCord. McCord over to Falkenberg. And that's going to be forced dump in by Martin. And Crozier will cover it up for a face-off. Face-off in the Detroit zone. So Martin and Delvecchio again in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Detroit. Delvecchio with it. Gets it over to Prentice. Prentice with the pass. Over to McCord. And Watson will force the dump in. Loose puck between Martin and Delvecchio battling for it. And that will be won by Delvecchio. Comes up with the loose puck. Gets it over to Falkenberg. Falkenberg winds up and takes the weak shot. And that is going to be an easy save for Cheevers. Rebound. Battle between Delvecchio and Marat. And it'll be won by Delvecchio, and he'll wind up and take another shot. Rebound shot is going to be saved and held on to by Cheevers. So face off in the Boston zone. Detroit with 24 shots on net. Boston with 19. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. This time Martin will win the face-off. Goes out to Westfall. And he'll be hit off the puck by Prentice. Battle between Prentice and Watson, won by Prentice. Detroit with it. No penalty on Bruins, so they will change it up. Prentice with it. And he will pass it over to Delvecchio. Almost intercepted by Mr. Bobby Orr, but not quite. Instead, Delvecchio will pass it over to Mr. Gordy Howe. And Gordy Howe will give a great feed over to McCord. McCord winds up and takes a weak shot. And, ooh, almost got past Cheevers, but Cheevers able to make a skate save on it. Rebound. Tracked down by Stewart for the Bruins. Gets it over to McKenzie. Oh, that'd be a forced dump in, though, by Howe. Oliver and McKenzie and Delvecchio battling for the loose puck. Won by Delvecchio for Detroit. Gets it over to McCord. And McCord will take a shot. And he'll get it past, not much on the shot, but he gets it past Cheevers, who didn't look like he was ready for it. And Detroit will take a 3-2 lead. So the Bruins get out to a 2-0 lead, and Detroit has now scored 3 unanswered goals. This one by Bob McCord, and they will take the lead. And Delvecchio will get the assist on the play with the loose puck. Covering the loose puck. So 3-2 Detroit. 16:40 left in the third period. So Dillabow and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Bruins. Dillabow with it. Gets it over to Dallas Smith. Smith with the pass over to Murphy. Detroit will... no, they won't change it up yet. Actually, yeah, that's what we do. And it's going to be... Murphy will give it away. So the Bruins will change it up too. No breakaway. Floyd Smith with it. Gets it over to Falkenberg. And, oh, nope, not quite. Hit by Orr, almost. Falkenberg with it. And he'll get a weak shot on net. And that's going to be held on to by Cheevers. So Detroit takes a lead here, 3-2. So Shock and Hampson in the face, squaring off in the face-off circle. And that's going to be won by the Bruins. Shock with it over to Orr. Orr with the pass. Over to J.P. Parisi. And Parisi will pass it over to Shock. And that's going to be taken away by Hampson for Detroit. Gets it over to Henderson. Henderson already with a goal. Takes the shot. And that is going to be... Oh, it's going to be a goal. The 5-shot goes in. And 4-shot wouldn't have been done. But that is going to be a goal on Cheevers. So Detroit now with 4 unanswered goal to take a 4-2 lead on the second goal of the period. I mean, second goal of the game by Paul Henderson after the takeaway by Ted Hampson. So sloppy play by the Bruins leads to another goal, and it's a 4-2 Detroit lead. All right, so the Bruins will have to step it up here a little bit. They will use 3-4 checkers. Dillabow and Delvecchio in the face-off circle, and Delvecchio will get kicked out. So the Bruins will win the face-off. Marat with it. And it's going to be a forced dump in by Boyven. Bruins will change it up. There's puck battle between Martin and Delvecchio. And that is going to be won by Delvecchio. So Bruins will change it up. It's going to be over to Prentice. Prentice will take the shot. And that will be a save by Cheevers. Rebound though. Back out to Prentice. He takes an excellent shot here. And save by Cheevers. Out to Murphy. Murphy with it. And he's going to give a great assist pass over to Waterwich. And he'll get a weak shot on net. And that will be covered up by Crozier. This makes the save. So face off in the Detroit zone. Dillabow and Delvecchio in the face-off circle, won by Delvecchio. Delvecchio over to Prentice, and that's going to be no forced dump in there. Prentice will pass it over to Howe. And Howe will get a good shot on net. And that'll be a save by Cheevers. Dillabow with the puck. And that'll be hit off the puck by Bergman. Detroit ends up with the loose puck. Bruins will switch it up. As Del Vecchio with the shot. And Chivas will make the save and cover it up. So 12 minutes left. Bruins down by 2 goals now. Shock and Del Vecchio in the face-off circle. Face-off won by Del Vecchio. Boyven with it over to Prentice. Prentice with the pass. And that is going to be a takeaway by the Bruins because they have 3 forecheckers. So Watson with the takeaway gets it over to Parisi. Checker 0-0-1, so that will not be a takeaway because they only have 1 forechecker. Said it will be a pass. And that's going to be over to Tommy Williams. Tommy Williams will wind up and take a shot. Oh, excellent opportunity there, but it's forced wide by Bergman. As Howe chases down the loose puck. Hit off the puck by Parisi for the Bruins. Loose puck battle between Watson and Prentice. And that's going to be won by Prentice for Detroit. Bruins change it up. Boyven with it. Boyven with the pass. Over to Howe. And Howe will take the shot. And it'll be saved by Cheevers. Johnny Busick with it. And it'll be a forced dump in by Boyven. The Bruins already changed it up. Let's see here. Loose puck battle between Boyven and Westfall. That'll be won by Westfall. As Detroit changes it up. Johnny Busick with it. Busick with a great feed. Over to Dallas Smith. And Smith, unfortunately, not much of a shooter. Does not get much on the shot there. And Crozier will make the easy save and cover it up. So, a little more than halfway through the third period. Boston down by 2 goals. Martin and Hampson in the face-off circle. Won by the Bruins. Dallas Smith went over to Busick. And 20, no, that would be a shot by Busick. And Crozier will cover it up after the save. So face off in the Detroit zone to the right of Crozier. Martin and Hampson in the face-off circle. Face-off won by the Bruins. Kicked out to Busick. And that'll be a forced dump in by McCord. And Crozier will recover and leave it for Falkenberg. Bruins change it up. Hampson with the shot. And, oh, almost forced wide by ORR, but instead it goes off the post into the net. So Cheevers, after a brilliant start, lets up 5 unanswered goals, and Detroit takes a 5-2 lead. Ouch. So the Bruins with a promising start to the game. Looks like they may go down in defeat here. Oh my goodness. So let's see if there's any assists here. So Falkenberg will get the assist, and I think I changed him up already. Yeah, Falkenberg. So put him back in so we can get the assist. All right, now we'll change it up. Alrighty, so Detroit now with a 3-goal lead. Ouch. So Dillabau and Del Vecchio in the face-off circle. And Del Vecchio will win the face-off. Out to Boyven. And, oh, it's going to be a delayed penalty on Mr. Bobby Orr. And Del Vecchio with a great feed into Bergman. And that is going to be a shot on net. And Chivas will make the save and hold on. So we'll see what the penalty is on ORR. There's going to be a minor for holding, no misconduct. So ORR will go to the penalty box. And Detroit, with a 3-goal lead, will be on the power play. So not looking good for the Bruins. As the Red Sox get on the board and a home run by Xander Bogaerts. 3-1 Yankees now on the bottom of the 4th. Anyway, back to the action here. So Detroit on the power play here. So the Bruins will go back to regular stuff here. Martin and Delvecchio in the face-off circle. And Martin gets kicked out of the face-off circle. So Delvecchio back in. Will win the face-off. Gets it over to Prentice. Prentice over to Boyven. Boyven with the pass. And we hit off the puck by Westfall. Gets it over to Green. Green, loose puck battle between Green and Prentice. So that'll be won by Prentice. And it'll be taken away by Martin for the Bruins. Short-handed opportunity here. And that is going to be a interception by Delvecchio. And that will be intercepted by Westfall. And let's see here. Loose puck here will go to the Bruins. McKenzie with it. And they will successfully kill off the penalty here. McKenzie with it. And it's going to be a delayed penalty on Detroit, it looks like. As McKenzie is going to fire off a shot. And that will be covered up by Crozier. Let's see if there's a penalty on Detroit. Ooh, just barely 26 yet. So minor penalty for hooking, no misconduct. So Bruins will be on the power play. So the Bruins have an opportunity to get a little closer here. It's just a little over 5 minutes left in the game. They need a goal desperately, quickly. So Martin and Ullman in the face-off circle. Face-off won by... Ooh, Martin will get kicked out of the face-off circle. So Detroit, nope, they will not win it there. So we can do that again. And that was going to be won by Detroit. Mr. Gordy Howe with it. And it'll go over to Bergman. And Bergman will have a ice it. And that will be taken away. Bruins will skid it up, but that will be taken away by Ullman. No forced dumping. No dumping there. So center. So past the center there. So that will be a force there. And let's see, right? And Watson will chase down the loose puck for the Bruins. And Marat with it now. Over to Green. And it'll be taken away by Watson. Head off the puck by Marat. Chased down by Boyven for Detroit. And they will successfully kill off the penalty. So the Bruins cannot score, as we only have 3 minutes left in the game. Bruins down by 3, so they will go back to being aggressive here. Detroit will go back to 1-4 checker. Bruins with 3. Bergman with it. Bergman will pass it. And penalty check. Ooh, they are physical high, so they're going to have a penalty check on Conley. And he will be the interference penalty. No misconduct. So that is going to pretty much do it for the Bruins now, as they're down by 3, and Detroit is on the power play with less than 3 minutes left. So when they come back, there's only going to be 40 seconds left if the Bruins can kill out the power play. So not much chance for the Bruins here, though. As Pedro says, what can I do except tip my hat and call Detroit my daddy? Anyway. Let's see here. Penalty, so let's see. Okay, so let's get the face-off. So Delvecchio and Martin in the face-off circle, won by The Bruins, controlled by Martin. The center, so loose puck here. And Prentice will chase down the loose puck. And that's going to go to Ullman. Ullman's going to have an excellent opportunity here. And that's a save by Cheevers. Marat will get it after the save. And he will ice the puck. Gets it over to Bergman with it. Skates it up.
Last minute of play in the game.
Alright, so things definitely not looking good here for the Bruins. Looks like they're going to go down here to Detroit. And it's going to be physical low than no hit. So, oh, they are physical low. So there'll be no hit there. Instead, it's going to be a giveaway, though. Oh, the Bruins do not have a center, so nothing there. So let's check out here. So it's going to go to Marat. And that will kill off the penalties. So there's no sense of the Bruins pulling the goalie here with only 20 seconds left, down by 3. So the Bruins will go down to the Detroit Red Wings. Or checkers 0 or 1, then... Oh yeah, Detroit, hold on, no. Yeah, they did actually. And it's a pass number. And that is going to do it as the Bruins take the lead 2-0, but end up losing by a score of 5-2. Detroit scores 5 unanswered goals. So, disappointing performance by the Bruins here. Players of the game, Ted Hampson, 1 goal and 2 assists, 3 shots on goal. Paul Henderson with 2 goals, 2 shots on goal. And Bob McCord with a goal and 4 shots on goal for Detroit. So for Detroit, the goals: Bob McCord, his first of the season. Norm Ullman, his 13th. Paul Henderson had 2 goals for 18 goals on the season now. Ted Hampson with 4 goals on the season. Pitt Martin, 7 goals. His 1 goal on the day for his 7th of the season. Ron Murphy, his 3rd of the season. So let's check out the box score here. So in all, in the 4th period, Bruins managed just 4 shots on goal to Detroit with 14. You can't win like that. So 36 shots on goal for Detroit and only 23 for the Bruins. So the Bruins, not so much Jerry Cheever's fault, especially in that last period there. But Cheever's unable to, again, hold the lead, though. So I guess it was his fault. But the Bruins are unable to generate much offense after that first period, despite having 15 shots on goal, but only 4 in the 3rd period. So that is going to do it here today from Detroit as the Bruins go down. Detroit gets the 11th win of the season. And game number 25, let's check out Mr. Bobby Orr stats. Not much. He's a pretty quiet day. He did have 3 shots on goal. He had 1 giveaway, 2 takeaways and interceptions, 1 hit, 1 block shot. And he did have a big penalty. This came at an unopportune time for the Bruins. -2 on the day. So that will do it. So the Boston Bruins fall 5-2 to the Detroit Red Wings. Again, they were shut out in this game 4-0. So nothing new here. But we were hoping to at least maybe get a tie. And things look promising after we started the game with a 2-goal lead, but unable to hold it. So thank you for joining me. It's Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Go Red Sox. Hopefully they can come back. It's now a 3-1 game in, I think, 5th inning. So hopefully the Red Sox can come back and go up 2-0 against the Yankees, but they got some work to do. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next Bobby Orr career replay from his rookie season. Bye-bye now.